The governor of Oklahoma today halting the execution of a convicted killer literally minutes before he was set to die by lethal injection and knocking his sentence down to life without parole. The dramatic developments coming after the state's parole board recommended sparing the life of Tremane Wood over concerns about his trial and new revelations about his involvement in a 2002 robbery turned deadly stabbing. This is not something that happens all the time. It's fairly rare, especially as we see a surge in state executions across the country, more than 40 so far this year. The most in about 15 years. That's partly driven by the state of Florida, which has already executed 15 prisoners this year. That is a record in the modern era. And tonight, that number will rise to 16 as the state executes somebody who admitted to raping and murdering a young girl 4 decades ago. I want to bring in George Solis. And George, help us understand this very sort of dramatic last-minute clemency that was granted in Oklahoma. Not something we see every day. Why did the governor do it, and what else are we hearing?
Yeah, Hallie, so let's talk about how rare this clemency is. Once before, had Governor Stitt actually issued clemency before today. Now, as far as the case with Wood, there's a couple of things here that were at play. You have his brother, who attorneys say confessed to the murder before this clemency was issued. Then you have claims that Wood was not represented by a competent attorney. And this is all according to lawyers and advocacy groups. They also point to claims that Wood's attorney was using drugs and was drinking during most of his representation. So all of this combined, of course, raised a lot of questions and a lot of doubt. But ultimately, here's what Governor Stitt said about this clemency, saying that this action reflects the same punishment his brother received for their murder of an innocent young man and ensures severe punishment that keeps a violent offender off the streets forever. Now, we should note that Wood's brother did pass away in jail, and according to his attorneys, he did admit to some wrongdoing and involvement in the robbery, but again, always maintained that he had no role in the murder, Hallie.
George, we talked about Florida, and we've covered that before on this show, carrying out these executions at a rate that is likely on track to set a record here by the end of this year. What's behind that?
Yeah, so this really is kind of almost par for the course for Governor Ron DeSantis. I mean, he's not really deviating from what we've seen. He's ordered more executions in a single year than any other governor in Florida since the death penalty was reinstated in 1976. Now, he has said before that his goal is to bring justice to victims' families who have waited decades for death sentences to be carried out. Again, as you mentioned, we are awaiting the decision on that one as well. Hallie.
All right. George Solis, thank you very much for that.
We thank you for watching. And remember, stay updated on breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or watch live on our YouTube channel.